Sir Isaac Newton, right? When he discovered gravity, he was sitting beside a tree, or he was sitting under a tree, and then an apple fell from the tree or whatever, and fell to the ground. And it said that he discovered gravity, or he uncovered gravity. And the word uncovered means that something was there and you simply lifted the lid of it to uncover it. So uncovered, those two words, right? So something was there before. So when I look at opportunities, I see it in that way. I see that you have to be in the right place. So Sir Isaac Newton was in his garden when he saw the apple drop from the tree. He wasn't in a room somewhere, otherwise he wouldn't have discovered it, right? So he was in the right place. And number two, I am a great believer there's nothing new under the sun. You can do things in different ways. So you now need to start to add your perspective and look at how can you do something in a different way. So for me, when I see opportunities, I'm like, okay, how can I do that slightly different? It's like everybody has a YouTube channel. How can you do your YouTube channel different? Everybody has a podcast. How can you do your podcast different? Everybody has a shop. How can you do your shop different? Right? So when I see these opportunities, I just see it as opportunities for me to look at doing something different. That's how I do it. So, but it also means that you have to be in that environment. Why did I discover that I needed to try and get Uber cars into Ghana? It's because when I was in Ghana going around often, I didn't have my own car, but I was jumping in Uber cars. So I started speaking to Uber drivers. I was like, oh, and their cars aren't like our ones we have in the UK, where they're the Toyota Prius, how do you say it? Prius, yeah. Or the other cars. No, they're little small Nissan Micros or Kias or whatever. They're smaller cars. And I started conversing to them. And at the time, I didn't know the business model. And a lot of them were like, oh, yeah, we've got a car owner that we need to pay every single week. I was like, okay, so that means a car owner has purchased a car and given it to you as a driver to drive. I didn't know that model. It wasn't logic to me back then, you know? So I was like, okay, so how can I now get cars into Ghana, find drivers to drive on my behalf, and then give me the money, right? So why? Because I was using Ubers. So I saw the opportunity because I was in the environment, right? With my shop, I was going into Ghana, I broke a nail. I was like, I need to find a nail salon. I couldn't really find one. I couldn't really find one. So I need to develop one. So opportunities just arise because I'm in the environment and I create an opportunity when I see a gap.